We're the Sunder Kids.
She sweat. Wet.
Wet.
Like a
Like you're
turbo
going like a
wet.
turbo fit.
I'm tired of magazines, seeing 5 bucks on the pan. No, turn
Yeah.
around, stick it out. Even white boys got to shout. Baby got a bag.
Sweat.
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 Sweat
I
is
don't
the key word in this
I do
situation.
sweat. I have swamp ass sometimes.
Do you have swamp sometimes? What is the percentage
Yeah.
of times you have swamp ass? Please do tell.
I mean, when I'm like wearing my compression shorts, and I'm going on a lot of hikes, that is definitely the most times when I get the swampy ass.
Yeah.
Anytime I'm running, that also, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm very lucky that my actual butt cheeks aren't super duper hairy, so it's not like it's overheating all the time.
Yeah.
So
the hair really does lock in some
the
heat.
hair does a lot of, yeah. Oh yes, it does.
It brings in the heat.
Oh my goodness, yeah. When I in the winter when I'm hiking and I got that full beard on, like I'm like huffing and puffing. It's good for the cold, but like
is that just like
it's insulation, but like
Yeah.
it's great. It like keeps, you don't have to wear a sweater like sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just like down here, but
so it's better in the winter than the summer.
But if you work out indoors, yeah, you're gonna sweat a lot. If you're running and doing any sort of thing. If I'm working out here, I'm going to be sweating with some extra hair on me.
Yeah,
for sure.
I guess that's true with females. Like you cut your hair and it's like, oh my god, whatever. Not just like poundage, but also heat. Yeah. Like the back of your neck and everything that's like my hair is hella long. Forget how long. I could not
imagine having to feel that amount of hair on my back of my head.
Yeah. It's a weird feeling. I choke myself out at night. This gets like twirled around me, like the umbilical cord. That's why I usually end up cutting it once it gets too long, that I really do choke myself out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wake up and I have to like pull, because then I try and like lean one way and then it's the wrong way. And I'm like, oh my god, trapped in my own hair. Yeah, no, it's something fierce. And I hate having my hair up. Like people do their hair sometimes at night, or they'll braid it and like put it up, or put it in like a satin thing. And people are good to their hair. I don't. It needs to be like up, out, and away. I should shave my damn head. Honestly, I don't want to deal with any of it. I air dry everything. Like
no, just like shave like one half of it. So it's not enough to choke you out, but like you still get the airflow,
The undercut is really popular with the girlies, and you just shave like the bottom little half, because your long hair is going to still cover it, but you have airflow more on your neck, which is good for it. I just don't think that's my vibe. I don't want to like put my hair up and have an undercut. I don't think that just like confirms people's brain thoughts that I'm a lesbian. So we don't need to do that.
Yeah, not to be stereotypical or anything, but that would 100%.
But they already think so. This would just like push them forward.
Yeah.
Oh man, but it's a cute look on a lot of girls, and honestly, it does the trick. But not for me. I would rather have my hair short. I do like it long, and I do throw it up a lot, and I don't mind it. But it does get a little too long, that it's like it's just too hot and too much to handle. And when it's short, you don't have to do much. Obviously, you don't have. I don't
have a lot of hair. Yeah, I don't have a lot of hair. Yeah, so it doesn't. So it doesn't trap the sweat. Okay, first of all, this is Everyday Vibes with the Sunder Kids. I'm Matthew.
I'm Brenny.
And today we're talking about sweat.
Sweat.
Sweat. That thing that comes out of your body when you are doing physical activity, or if you're not.
Or if sometimes I'm just thinking about sweating.
Or like you get nervous. Or you're
about to do a performance. I guess that's still nerves, but like, pressure makes diamonds at that point, and you're just kind of sweating a bit.
Oh, so
your palms
speaking about Yeah, your palms?
Okay, my body gets sweaty at the craziest places. The one okay.
Interesting.
The one I hate the most and I hate the feeling of, and it happens not too often, but if I am going to the grocery store and I get groceries and I put them in whatever this part, my middle part, and you're holding this
on the
position
elbows.
and it just starts to drip sweat. Mine will start to drip sweat. Also, this is how I talk sometimes. And my arms are up and out, and it will start to drip sweat from my armpit. And
your
I
elbow
can feel
armpit.
it, and you can feel it dripping down because that's a very sensitive part of skin. And it starts dripping down to my elbow. And it's like, it gives me the ick in my own body. It's the worst. Because then you're just like people can see that one. My ass cheeks also sweat. They just like drip.
Yeah.
I have a lot of drip drop sweat. Also like ass cheeks, like lower back. I can feel that swamp ass creating. But my lower cheeks, I mean my lower, and this girl twerks, right? And once my butt cheeks are just sweaty, I mean I am a slimy human of sweat. And people will come to like say hi on the dance floor. Bitch, don't touch me. Don't get near me. If I turn too fast, you're going to get whipped by my hair that's dripping down my back. I can pull down my hair, and just wring her out, and it's dripping. I mean,
so your hair can hold that much
I can hold
water,
so much water,
and then you sweat so much that oh my gosh.
So then I have to like put it up. So then that's when it just starts dripping down my neck. That's when everyone can see it. But when I can keep my hair down, it just looks like I have really dark hair. But then you get close. I mean, it's just dripping down. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
But man, do I feel damn good.
Yeah. It does feel good to sweat.
Because it's a cooling off part of your body, and usually it's a massive serotonin release because you're dancing, or working out, or doing something physical.
But I do hate it when I am just sweating and it's still hot and humid in there.
Yes.
So the other day I was going to work. I had to open, and then I started getting the mats off the pool.
Okay.
I roll them up. I'm still wearing jeans. I start sweating. I do not cool down the entire day because the pool is a sweat, humid environment.
Yes.
And it just continuously beaded down there. And then, that lower back. But those, when you can't get out of it, it's not the best. It just kept going. But typically, if you have some sort of airflow, then it works.
Yes.
Then it's all good.
Yeah, but the stagnant air is just awful in a hot humidity.
Yeah.
Oh. I had friends that were in Peace Corps that would bang it out, and they had a site that it was very hot. I mean, no matter where you went, it was just hot. So it's just like you're getting, as a female, getting some chest hair like stuck on you. You know what I mean? It's just like you're sticky and gooey. And this couple that I'm talking about, they ended up putting a mattress out on the balcony just to get some airflow. But there really wasn't that. I mean, it wasn't that much better. But then you're like exposed to everything. You're just so hot. You can't
all the bugs.
All the bugs, all the sounds. In this area is like Puma area. I mean, it's like hot. Like this is not.
There's some smells that animals might want to come wander in and sniff around in. Oh gosh.
Close your legs.
And then it's just never like I've had
and you're just
sweaty
hot. You continue to be hot. And you can't.
I hate dripping on people.
Like, you can't rip off your skin. And then you drip on people. That's where I've been dripped on. I've dripped on people. It is not a pretty situation. And you feel just like, oh my God.
And then you try to kiss, and then it's just so salty, and I'm like,
oh my God. Like, no.
Let's go in the shower. Cold showers. Let's go. Like,
At least like wash off, come back, because this is just slimy, gross. This is not attractive. I'm not. Nah.
Yeah, but like it happens. So like I'm okay with it because like I'm a soy person, so I know it's gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen, you know.
Yeah. Yes, I know it's gonna happen. I will leave a mark on a piece of wood if I'm on a wood bench on a hot day. You know, you are gonna see my butt imprinted. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Leather seats in your car.
Yeah.
They'll be dribble once I get
I
up.
think you sweat more in the butt than I do.
Yeah.
And
I got a lot
to
to pack back there, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I do get the lower back though. That starts going pretty good. And then it will
and you kind of have like a funnel
backpack.
Lower back. So I can imagine it just like
a funnel lower back
down your ass crack.
Oh yes. So it'll show in jeans sometimes as just a water.
You got a whale tail? Oh
yes,
my
indeed.
God.
Yeah.
LOL.
Yeah, it just goes right down my spine. It's from the shoulders too, all the way down. And so I really like my new hiking backpacks because they have extra airflow, but I did save a targeted, Instagram thing for it was shit.
Get it out, kid. Get it out.
Get it out. It was a thing for your backpack that had about 2 inches of room and it was 3D printed. So you put that and it works with any backpack and it provides just an extra layer of airflow.
Interesting.
Between a mesh. So the mesh sometimes, Brittany, do mesh backpacks work well as like a sweat deterrent for you when you're wearing a backpack?
No, they soak up my sweat. No, I can wring out the pads.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's a bunch of horse shit when they're like, oh,
and then it smells
super
like
airflow. Like,
my
no.
Asshole. It
like,
needs
just
to have,
because
like,
it's
the
made out of polyester does not mean it's moisture wicking. Like you fucking fabric manufacturers. Like you don't make backpacks like that.
Yeah.
You know? So my hiking backpacks have that extra room, and that extra room makes all the difference.
Yes.
That was what I wanted to tell you.
So
there's a new product, and I want to get that for both of us because I think if it's interchangeable on any backpack, that would be extremely helpful for everything, especially you in the humid environment of the
hiking
Midwest.
backpack. I'll put that on my Christmas list. I'm building that right now. I need a new hike. I mean, the one for Akatananga was not good. That was awful. And my other one, literally, I have so many types of thread in that from resewing holes.
Yeah.
But it has the thing on the back that pushes out.
You got to check out the one that I got.
Mesh. Yeah.
Yeah. And get that with the women's version of it because they do shape the backs differently for the women's
I got
version.
some hips. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I'm very because
I can put a lot of weight on them hips.
You will fuck up your shoulder if you wear the wrong gendered backpack.
Yes, I would agree with that.
It's based off of the shoulders, like you could have need the opposite, but like you got to test them out before you buy it. For sure. With one of those people that know their shit.
That know their shit. An expert, one may say. Everybody's an expert.
But I do not sweat in the elbow region.
No.
That only sweats when the entire arm is sweating. But like I will start seeing like real beads.
Yeah.
And then it will start like just going.
Yeah.
And then like it'll go from the forehead down and then just like all over the chest. The chest just like it goes down in the front.
Yep.
Also down that channel because I got that ab channel.
Yep.
That's like ridiculously and then that just goes right down. It looks like I'm, pissing my pants in,
She's got lots of funnels at the bottom pointing down.
A lot of funnels at the bottom, yeah.
So for me, it's my ass cheeks. Anything that's fatty drips, right? So then I got tatas for sure
do your legs, like your calf, like
the back of my knees sweat a lot
because my feet will get swampy if I'm don't
my
have
feet get sweaty
good
for
airflow.
sure. My feet get stinky, sweaty, bad, as a lot of people know.
Yes, they do.
My feet are rank.
Yes, they do. It's crazy how the different parts of the body that sweat comes out of affects how smelly it is. Isn't that an interesting thing?
Yes. I've also been doing a lot of natural deodorants. Kat was like, Brittany,
okay,
you need
natural deodorants.
So no aluminum, no parabens, so no metals basically. So honestly, I have a stank, like it's like not, but I like it.
Yeah,
I'm not
everybody
gonna
has
mind
their
it.
own.
Everyone's got like a
Everybody
body
has their
odor,
own
but it's not
body odor.
like pungent. Like
Yeah.
Like this isn't bad. I haven't put deodorant on today. This is probably from yesterday afternoon. And I do feel like I sweat more. Like I don't have things to plug my pores. That's what the metal's for. And so then that just leaks out. It's like it's just a deodorizer at this point. It's an Arm & Hammer natural baking soda type situation. Okay. And I do, I sweat a little more, but I don't think, like, when my deodorant would run out, then I would stink. You know what I mean? Like in the past, like just when I'd go out and then you'd like put deodorant on earlier, but like it was like, whoa, I'm sweating through this. When I sweat through this, it is not a stench. At one point, I went to this outing with the Poss Music Works in Effingham, and I was like, oh, so sorry about my pits. Like we were standing outside and I was airing them out.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, let's smell them. I don't think you actually smell. I think you think that you smell. And I was like, okay, fine. And it's dudes. And they got up in my pits, and Emily was up in my pits, and they're like, we don't smell anything. We don't smell anything. And then it's like that initial release of scent and then it's gone. So I was like, okay, like you just I've trapped something, open her up. So I get that initial smell and I'm like, oh my gosh, arms down. But then it airs it and I'm like, oh wait, I'm completely fine.
We're fine.
But I remember back in the day that at a rave, it would just be like, oh my gosh. And I'd keep my arms down. Like it would just it would be not good. But naturally, it's like I don't know. It's been very, 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 very good.
Yeah, because I mean, like for most raves, like I'm usually shirtless and I have that, and then I am wearing bandanas because I'm trying to get it out of my eyes, but then I can wring those bandanas out.
Yep.
And then like I'm sweating all the way down, and it just like flows, but I don't smell it. With that amount of sweat.
Which is nice. I feel like some people sweat in the full body and they stank. They got to stank.
Yeah, the whole time.
I feel like I don't smell, so I don't mind being wet.
Because people are dancing around you.
Yeah,
as long as people are having a good ass time, they don't want to touch you.
Yeah,
I don't want to bump into you.
No,
and hopefully I have my fan on me so I can actually do some mitigation
the fan
and cooling.
Is where it's at.
Fan is critical. Okay, so last night I have to tell this story, Brittany.
Yes.
We were at the Babe Rainbow at the Wild Buffalo, so I finally got up to see them. But the show's starting and they are groovy, and I'm with a bunch of people that I just met, and they are all super dancey people, like full on dancey, like, oh yeah, like, oh, getting it. And it's a pretty crowded bar, but like you start grooving like that, and then like the guy that invited everybody's like, I'm so excited because if you get people grooving like that, it'll happen with everybody. But it got so hot.
Oh,
it got so hot, and I'm wearing jeans because it's October here. It's getting chill. And I overheat. And when I overheat, I'm just going to be sweating the entire thing out. And I don't have a bandana. I don't have the thing. But I knew I was going to a concert. And I've learned to always bring my hand fan with me
at
a concert. And so it was in the car. But the car's half a mile away. So I
did you know?
All the way back in the middle. Yeah. So I missed
like 4.5 miles. No big deal.
No, it wasn't that. It was. It took like 10 minutes. Like I was walking because I didn't want to look like a random. I was wearing a floral shirt like this. Like I wasn't going to sprint through Bellingham.
Okay,
Like
okay,
who's this
okay.
guy? No, I was just pacing really fast.
Okay,
And
okay,
then
okay,
once
okay.
I got in the neighborhood and nobody could see me, I sprinted. But
Nice.
just got in my car, came back. Hand fan was the move.
The
For
move.
everybody, you know, you just hand
It
fan,
does.
and then for me, like this motion right here, just keeping it here will then blow all of the air next to me, and it just cools me down so significantly
Yes.
that it makes the entire experience enjoyable. And I
Yes.
think I can actually breathe.
Yes.
Like when I get too sweaty, it just
Yes.
it
I
just
start
is
to like
overpowering. And
trip out too. Like my
then
vision gets weird. My body, like I'm like kind of get a little panicky. Like
yeah,
I
I
am
can't.
too
Then
hot.
I stop moving because
Yeah.
I don't want to contribute more
Yeah.
activity to the sweat.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, I want to dance, and I can dance with the fan.
Yes.
So that will just be a bar none always have with me at every show, regardless.
Needed. It's
But
kind of like, you know how a hat on a sunny day, it just brings you down 10
mhm,
degrees. It's like a fan
yeah,
does the same
oh
thing.
yeah,
10 degrees is a big
and
difference, and a little airflow
yeah.
literally save.
So Numos in Capitol Hill has
Mhm.
fantastic fans and airflow. I was
Really?
cold when I went and saw Tropical Fuck Storm.
Love that. Tropical
Yeah,
fuck storm,
I
eh?
was actually quite chilly, and then I was like standing on a rail, and like that was cold on my back, and I was
Ooh,
just like, "Oh my gosh." Yeah. So that
I don't
was
want
the
anyone
first place
passing out.
that I've been cold at a rock show, you
That's
know?
litty titty.
That was
I
a
kinda
new
like that.
experience for me. That was nice.
Yeah,
Oh my
brisk.
gosh. Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, I do love an outdoor concert that
Ah,
is cold. I always wished I could go to one of those raves that are on the top of
me
the Alps,
too.
you
Me
know? I
too.
would love to wear a coat and go to Snoqualmie or wherever. Yeah.
And just be chilling,
Mount
legit
Baker. Let's
chilling.
go.
Oh,
Let's go.
that'd be tight. That'd be very
That'd be
tight,
tight.
tight, 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 tight,
That'd
tight,
be
tight,
tight,
tight.
tight. But it is crazy. You
Yeah.
were talking about the cooling effect of hats. You know, for me, uh, it is both. If I wear this type of hat, that's
Mhm.
a lot of warmth, and then I will sweat
Yes.
through the hat. Like this is already stained, sun stained
Yes.
from all the salt from the over the years. Like
Yep.
it's no longer fully black.
Yep.
But if I have one of the trucker hats that has a thing, I can still wear that for a while. But
Mhm.
eventually, I just will have to either, if the sun's too hard, I have to wear the hat, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It's hard for me. I start to get a headache when something's touching my forehead and around when
yeah,
I'm hot. And so even if my hair is up too long, I will be like, my head's too heavy. Like this needs to all go down. And I
okay.
just that relieves a headache, half of it immediately if my hair is down or I have nothing on my head. It's crazy.
Uh,
So like I would love to be a hat girl. And I like how I look in it, and then I start wearing it.
yeah.
Even on a hike,
I don't
like, I
even
have
think
to
I look
remind
good in
myself
hats, but
I have to, like,
I
tip it
have to wear it.
forward. I have to wear a hat on a hike or else I blind myself with my sweat.
Yep.
So, it just starts to drip down my face, and I can't handle it. I truly my eyes cannot handle it. So,
Oh,
wearing the hat helps, but then I get to the point I just hang the hat basically on my ponytail in the back, that the hat is just, like, sitting upright to catch my sweat, but not do anything else because I don't need
so it has
shade,
like,
I just need something. Yeah, so I've got airflow on my head because I will
yep.
just get a headache, and then it's miserable. Why do you put yourself through that? But, like, oh, it's
I do it.
rough.
Yeah. There's been a few times where I forget to bring bandanas on those massive hikes and
Mm,
it gets a little too hot and then
mm,
in the forest it can get stagnant sometimes. There's
yes.
not a lot of wind
Mm-mm,
through the thick trees.
mm-mm.
But yeah, you're dripping and you're sweating and for me it just goes down the thing and I have to either just face down
Yep,
so it drips off of me and then every once in a while I go like this, and
yep,
then like, try to get a shirt or
yep.
something.
Yeah, I
Um
go, like, a full face flick
But
off.
like I've started to bring that hand fan on hikes.
Yes.
For that very reason. Like I now bring at least like 4 bandanas, and then I shuffle through them sometimes.
There you go.
Usually it's good enough where I sweat on the way up, but at the top I can wring it out. I can open it up. It's cold at the top.
Yep.
Cool down, conserve body heat, then head on down.
Yeah.
But like it's wild what you have to do to regulate your own body temperature. And I think a lot
crazy.
of people take it for granted when they spend all day in AC, you know.
Yeah.
For me it is a constant struggle to maintain the temperature in my apartment.
Yes.
So
quite.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's so crazy the comfortability aspect of being sweaty or not.
Yes.
So depending on what part of the world, I mean, you probably got acclimated to a higher temperature in Costa Rica.
Yeah, but not even like,
But you still
thankfully
sweated.
I was in
You
a
were in the
chiller
mountains.
area.
Yeah.
But other people, we'd visit sites. Like Alex's site was like 98 degrees normal every day.
Yeah.
And they'd eat soup, and you're like, what the hell? Like I can barely survive. I barely slept, and I had the only fan on me. He's like, you can take the fan. Like I'm like, oh my God, I would. But you get acclimated. You do. You absolutely do. Your body shifts. Even like, okay, Joe Sippers, where I work, upstairs in the cafe is so hot. And I hadn't worked. So there's people, there's windows, there's sun, there's heat from the grill, there's heat from a freaking espresso machine, steam wands going. And you're just running around, and we're in a small space, and we're running around, and it's like, and you're just dripping. So I would put up like a camp fan and have it. It was like a portable one, so it would be on the charger, and it had 3 speeds, and you could hang it from anything and like twist the legs. So I'd have that one out, and then but I haven't worked up there in a hot minute. I'm in the bakery, which has AC unit blowing on me, and I am next to an oven, and it's like
you're
totally
next to the oven, but
I'm
you got the
73
when you have the dual temperatures,
Yeah.
like you can deal.
Kosher. And so on
Right in the
Thursday,
middle with you.
I am the middle of the heat and the cold. And so Thursday I worked up on the surface, is what we call it now that I'm a basement dweller. And so I came onto the surface, and it was so hot. I forgot how hot, and I just kept being like, holy smokes, I forgot how hot it is. And it's not even that hot.
Some,
like, it was
like
a chill day.
Fans. Yeah.
We do need some we need some airflow up in that. That's actually a great idea, Matthew.
Yeah, get the hanging fans in the corners.
Because it is
like somehow make a vortex that's like
Yeah. It comes down like a tornado onto the breezes. That'd be sick. But yeah, heat and regular. And like I never used to wear long sleeve t-shirts or long sleeves at all. And then now I've gotten a little bit better, but I've still like I don't know. I usually stay away from it because I will sweat no matter what.
Sweatshirts all the time, but like I don't know why.
Sweatshirt's different. It's loose thickness and not like a long sleeve. It's just like my base layer needs to be loose, and it needs to be like moldable. I can add layers, but I can't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, heat. I'm so sensitive to. But
so
the cold, I can do cold plunges. Love me some cold.
You love some cold
water.
Plunges.
I can do the cold.
When we went to Ranger Hole, that was super duper cold water. That was the coldest water I've ever been in. And I was in there for 5-7 minutes,
Yeah. I mean, I think
the
that was like close
the
to
sun was so hot
water.
Right there.
So
and
hot.
like so the salmon was swirling, but like
I mean, that was so cold. That was probably the first time I ever felt like my body could lock up,
Yeah, when I came out, like it was like nummy numb when I was like, whoo, it was good.
Oof.
Yeah. But I've taken legit ice baths,
Yeah.
and I feel like that
Yeah.
is kind of colder.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. That water was like
Well, with actual literal ice, Brittany.
yes, 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 yes. But that's ice is melting to that
Yeah,
temperature. It's
but I
not
think
all
it was
ice. You know what I mean?
probably,
Probably
40,
very
40, 50 degrees. Yeah, you'd be surprised.
Okay. Whatever.
You'd be surprised.
Um,
Because some of the rivers in Timberline, once you got to the top of the
yeah.
mountains, if you get to like some of the rivers at the top of the ice flows in the glaciers,
Yep.
that water,
Well, and I remember
that's
putting our
only a couple
faces in the
degrees.
Estes Park
Yeah.
water. Remember that? That was high up and
Mhm.
really cold.
We do have a tradition of doing that. You gotta do that. I
Put your
mean,
face in the cold water or
if you're
drink water.
hiking
We
and
just usually
if you're
go
huffing and
cold water.
puffing,
Now we're
yeah.
like, even if it's cold, let's just get in full body.
Yeah. So what do you think it is that makes us sweat so much? Do you think it's just genetics, or do you think it has to do with our upbringing and being active in the water, or
Ooh,
being
great
in a
question.
humid environment? What do you think did the trick for both of us having similar sweating experiences? Is that a
Yeah.
mom and dad thing?
Well, I do think it is interesting that when we swam, like I never
You
thought
never
I
think
was a
about it,
sweater, and then I
but
would
you do
open up
dry
my
land
cap
set.
and it would just like drip
Oh,
down,
really?
right?
Yeah.
Oh, my
I've
cap would be
yeah.
full of sweat water. So my head would overheat. I would also
Yep.
get like a headache with my goggles and my cap. So I'd
You
have
would
to
take
like figure that out.
Yeah, I would
So
have a
I would
water
go side
bottle of
by
cold
side.
water with, ice, and then you would put the ice water on your head because you were so hot.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, whew,
When
baby,
they
it
would
would be
open
hot.
the door and then
Yep,
all the steam would roll over the swimming pool,
yep.
but that was
Oh,
the
in the
most glorious
wintertime,
thing because
beautiful.
you were so hot from those
So hot.
sets, and you were
So
sweating.
hot.
You were
You were
sweating, but
sweating
you're
just into
sweating
the
in the
pool.
water,
And then, yeah,
which is
I'd do
all
dryland
encompassing.
stuff and just be drenched, It was like,
Yeah.
"Oh god, this is
And I feel like
disgusting."
everyone that was there, like,
Yeah.
but, like, also there were some people that just didn't sweat that much.
People didn't
I feel
sweat
like
that much. And
I feel like it is genetic, like,
I think there are
and
some genetics to it.
there's
I used to
yeah, a
think it's
very
just because 'cause
big
I'm like a
genetic
thick
component.
bitch, but
No,
I
because
think but it also depends on my water intake. If I
yeah.
do drink less water, I sweat less, but I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
wanna drink less water. But if I
Exactly.
have to and I have to, like, not sweat that much, I will drink less
Uh-huh.
water just to, like or, like, little bits of water at a time,
Yeah.
and I do sweat less. Like, for
Huh.
occasions, I'll do that. So I've
Yeah.
learned that about my body.
Interesting.
Um yeah, because I wanted to play around with that, like, because people were
Uh-huh.
like, "Oh, you just are full of water. You're just releasing all the time." Like, well, maybe you're
But,
freaking
like
right.
yeah, but, like, that's why I'm peeing all the time, like, come on.
Yeah, there's other
Like,
ways to excrete water
there's
from your
yeah.
body than sweating, I agree. So, it's like, how does this happen then? But I did sweat less when I drank
Okay.
less water, um, I will say, but
Yeah.
obviously I was more parched.
Mhm. But it's like, yeah, it is interesting. I have not done any of the science. This is all
Yeah,
anecdotal shit about you and me sweating our asses off for 30 plus years.
yeah. I'm
Um,
gonna Google this while you're
so
talking.
yeah, so it is going to be interesting to see because I mean, different places, different cultures acclimated to the Sahara, to the Gobi Desert, to
Yep,
the highlands of Mongolia or the Himalayas, like all these different places,
yep,
um, especially like Southeast Asia, then like the Amazon, all the places around the equator. That's so hot.
yes,
I don't know about you, but when
yes.
it's hot and I am sweaty, it is so hard to actually concentrate. Like I
Mm,
do struggle sometimes at work trying to like focus in on things that have like diligent things and need brain processes because
yeah,
I'm too hot.
yes,
Like I'm just like I'm more focused on trying to get not hot and
yes,
not sweaty.
yes.
than whatever problem you actually want me to solve. But like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like think in Costa Rica too, like you're out in the fields and also like the darker skinned, like you know, you get used to the
You
sun,
absorb
all these things, all these
differently.
factors. And
Yeah.
it's
The
just
amount of
like
body
you
hair.
get resistant to certain things, right? So in Costa Rica, and then they wear these long sleeve t-shirts because the fields are full of creatures that could bite you and your nerve damage and whatever. So they're like constantly fully clothed in jeans and long sleeves, and they're in this hot sun and they're not sweating. I've never seen them sweat in my entire life. I swear.
Oh yeah. And they're wearing the jeans.
And I'm
Like
just
all those Midwest cowboys too. Like
yeah.
there's people that wear jeans and just are acclimated all the time. And I wear jeans and cowboy boots. I've done that in the dead of the super heat. And it's not the most fun.
No.
But I can last a lot longer in jeans than my homies out here can when they visited Chicago. That's for sure.
I can imagine on that one.
They were not liking the humidity, and they were swampy, you know.
Hyperhidrosis is
Hyperhidrosis
excessive sweating, and it can be genetic. People with primary hyperhidrosis often have family members who also sweat excessively, suggesting a genetic predisposition. Yeah.
Thanks, parents and grandparents.
Yeah,
and
assholes.
grandparents, parents and grandparents, parents and grandparents, parents. But
yeah, we do sweat a lot.
I like
sweating,
so it doesn't matter.
I don't mind sweating. I used to be very embarrassed by it though, and that's why I do wear a lot of black when I go out.
Yeah.
And as a female, it's not the most attractive thing. As a guy, you're like, it's kind of been sexualized in a way as a guy, like you're an athlete, you're sweaty, you're hot. It's not like Along Came Polly when he's jumping into the guy in basketball, like full sweat, bush of a chest, I'm talking about.
Just water, sweat. Like,
that's not hot, but like a sexy guy playing basketball, and you're like, damn.
Yeah.
But you just don't want to be dripped on. That's all. I just don't want to be dripped on. You can look and glisten like a
wipe yourself off before you touch me, though.
Yeah. But I will
cool down.
I'm not going to not embrace you if you're sweaty. But as a girl, I feel like people are like, oh, like they don't want to get close to you.
Yeah.
Like you're really sweaty.
Pitting out a shirt,
Yeah. It's a bit like it's slightly embarrassing, but also like who gives a shit?
It does change some of the wardrobe
choices.
Ideas.
Yeah, I stick to really black stuff, especially if I'm going out. There's just no way. I do bring like the hand fan. Sometimes a little washcloth if I need to. Just to like wipe my forehead, back my neck, and my lower back.
I'll do napkins and
napkins
paper towels.
Are great. Yeah, I usually hit the bar, steal some of those mini napkins.
You don't want to do toilet paper. That'll just disintegrate onto your face.
Then you look like you got like
pro tip
gross shit all over your face.
Yep.
White.
So Brittany, I want to ask also, do you sweat a lot when you get nervous?
Oh, I do. Yeah. I do a lot, like hands sweaty.
Me too.
Dripping down my forehead, cheeks.
For the hands though, did that ever affect piano for any piano recitals or the Omaha Summer Music Olympics?
I always thought it would, but I would rub it down my dress, and then there was airflow though. Your wrists are up.
There's airflow. Yeah.
You're not like down. If you were down, I'd be mush for sure.
Yeah.
But you're up. And so there's no touching, nothing. There's just air. So it didn't, but I would feel like I got slimy keys, definitely dripping down my back.
But for you guys, you wore a dress. I'm in a suit, which is an undershirt, a shirt, a tie, and I don't know how guys do suits.
I would literally
suits are ridiculous. They are ridiculous inventions. I do not understand.
So hot. They're so hot.
I know they look so fucking fresh. I love me the look of a good ass suit, but oh my god, are they hot?
It's trash.
Midwest weddings. outdoors?
No.
Oh my gosh. So for being an intern at Northwestern Mutual, I mean, Northwestern Mutual is a financial advising firm.
Yeah.
They go out wearing their suits and, they're all over the place and they're wearing their suits and,
all over the place. Classy sirs, but damn. But then you take off that jacket, you must just have massive pit stains and lower back.
And it's very massively noticed. And then you immediately have to like turn on the AC and stuff. Like it's bad. Like, yeah.
So it's like, why? Why are we putting ourselves through that?
And then I'm like unbutton everything. I'm just like standing in front of my car, just having to blow it into me. Just like, oh my gosh.
Oh,
those suits. But like for the nerves part, like even for interviews, like I've had like, and then I just have to like go through it, and then like even some I don't know, or those important phone calls and stuff.
Yes, I just get a bit sweaty. I get more nervous. I get more gassy and like poopy.
Okay, interesting. That is a thing.
Sweating.
That is a thing that I've seen.
My God,
I've heard about. Like, they get the nervous shits.
Yeah, like, I get the nervous shits quick, man.
I sweat. I get beads of sweat, and like even if like there's sometimes a rude customer, then I'm trying to be nice, and then I'm trying to do other things. And I'm just like doing it, and then just like. And then I'm just like saying hi, but like I'm like I don't want to like make it so obvious, like rip up my shirt and be like, oh god, I take it off, but like because I'm at work, but oh my god, I'm sweating so much, and it's just because you're rude. It's just because you are being rude to me.
Yes, and like, I feel a little defensive.
I don't even care. Yeah, I just feel like a little pressure.
Yes, a little.
And I'm like, all I'm doing is making your account. And you're like going to miss out on 2 minutes of swimming, dude. Like, oh my gosh!
So you are so right.
It happens
like a heat wave over your face.
A little bit of pressure from other person, a stranger.
Yes,
like it can trigger it in you. I don't even know.
Yes, I absolutely. Yeah, someone will like or like come into the shop, and it's like any sort of, and I'm like. Okay, like I feel like I have to like shift my mentality into like what is this situation? And it is like a whole heat wave of like, oh no, okay.
And then it'll be a noticeable sweat bead because like my hair does not retain any of that sweat. And it'll just like bead up on my forehead.
Mine will bead, my eyes get big, and then like my throat will kind of get caught.
And then I have to like once I get calmed down, acclimated, like I have to do some like subtle deep breathers,
You're absolutely right. Pressure.
Like because then it's just so wild. Like I've had that happen so many times for the most mundane stupidest shit. I'm like, how is my body reacting so strongly for this nonsense?
Yes. But it's just
like when you're nervous for a piano recital, when you're nervous for a show, when you're nervous for a test, when you're nervous for that, check mark. That I get it. But when it's just like, hey, what? I don't know.
Oh, I know
exactly what you're
talking about. Oh my god, it just gets you a jolt to the body.
It just
it's like, man, that's a little pressure.
It's always nice though when that sweat response comes from my lower back instead of my face, so it doesn't show. I can at least hide that, and then like
that's
like do that when they leave. Like,
oh man, yes,
but sweating, it's a thing that we all do. Don't get embarrassed by it. Hopefully, it doesn't smell. If it does, there's solutions for it.
Start taking fenugreek, and that'll make your sweat smell like maple syrup.
There you go. And everybody loves fucking breakfast.
So. Everyone loves breakfast. They'll be sniffing your pits, wanting to nom.
There you go. Yeah. Get some maple flavored.
I took it for a little bit. I just forget a lot of things. So, but it did work, and I did smell yummy, delish.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and that great. Like people stop doing deodorant and just taking this fenugreek, because even if you do sweat, it's just like a natural, nice scent.
Yeah.
Then you smell good.
There's natural solutions out there. You just have to Google it because we only know that one.
And also, like, sweating is glistening, and it means that you just had a hell of a time, so
it just
sweat it
means
out.
you're doing good things. You're
Yeah.
moving your body, and moving
Yeah.
bodies is doing good.
Get physical, physical.
Physical, 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 physical.
HOTTOGO.
On that note, I'll
Ciao,
smell you
ciao
later,
for
Brittany.
now.